Hey fellas, Meat Trapper here. Today we're going to talk night vision, specifically Generation 1 night vision, and whether or not it's worth the money for you to even take a look at it. I've been playing around with the Generation 1 unit, and I'd like to share my opinions about it with you. Number one, Generation 1 is the lowest cost night vision that you can buy. Generation 2, Generation 3, each one is brighter, has a sharper image, more distinct imagery, that sort of thing. It goes all the way up to what the military is using now, which is just phenomenal. It's off the scale in performance and cost. These units will sell anywhere from say $250 to $450, just depending upon the brand, the features that it has, and that sort of thing. Now basically, this button here, this unit here has two buttons. It has an on and an off button, which turns the unit on and off. And then this portion is your infrared illuminator. It's like an infrared flashlight. That has its own off and on switch. You have a lens cap, and you're not supposed to remove this during daylight because there's too much light will hit the lens and will damage the unit. So when it gets dark, you take the lens cap off, turn the unit on, turn the infrared illuminator on, and then you can start looking around to see what you can see. Now, this particular unit, you focus the rear eyepiece and you focus the objective lens. Now, over the course of playing with this for a couple of nights, I've gone into deep woods, open fields, tested it under a full moon, under rain, different conditions like that. So, the first thing that you'll notice is that Generation 1 is sort of a fuzzy, grainy, indistinct image. So what can you see specifically with this unit? Well, for instance, if I'm watching an open field, I can see if there's any hogs in that field or any deer in that field or not. If I were at home and the power was out, you know, we had a grid down situation, there was a noise in the bushes or something out in the backyard, I could take this unit and without turning a flashlight on, I could see if there is a person coming over the fence or on the property or what have you. I could see if there's an animal or a dog out there. What I could not do with this is identify the person, see distinct features. I couldn't tell distinct features about an animal at a distance. The other limitation is in the infrared illuminator itself. This is basically a flashlight that puts out infrared light that the unit can pick up. So this is very important when there's not moonlight or starlight, especially on a full nights when there's no moon at all. This is the only way you're going to see anything. This is a small light. So what I've been doing is I've supplemented the infrared source. This is a T20 infrared illuminator, and this is basically a very strong LED flashlight that puts out IR light. So when I have this unit in my hand and I turn this flashlight on, all of a sudden I can see a lot farther because there's infrared light being projected out there farther than the onboard unit can. So if you're looking across an open field, a long open field, you're going to need supplemental IR illumination. So the bottom line comes down to, would I spend $400 or $500 on a unit like this? And the answer honestly is no. I would not. I would save my money and go with a higher quality unit. That being said, if you find one of these used, or if you get a good deal on one on eBay or something like that, it's a nice thing to have in your bag of tricks. I mean, it is kind of handy to be able to look out over a field and see if there's anything in it. It's very nice to be able to look out across your property without turning a flashlight on and see if there's anybody on the property or if anything is going on. So if you could get a unit like this for say $200 or so, and you can buy a supplemental flashlight, I think I got this off Amazon for about 50 bucks or so. It's a handy unit, but it's not something that I would budget for and make a priority of getting. I would also not mount a Generation 1 unit on a weapon. If you have ideas about using one on a weapon or night hunting or anything like that, I would go with a better unit. This is just, it's too indistinct and it's too grainy to me to be of value on a precision rifle, okay? The other thing that I would not count on being able to use a unit like this for is, say, navigating through thick woods at night. You get sort of a fisheye lens effect, and you have your field of view is thrown off. And to me, it would be very easy to trip over stuff. I would never try and drive with a Generation 1 unit. It just messes up how your sense of your field of view and of your spatial perception. So overall, my view of this is a nice to have thing. It's fun to play with, and it's nice. It gives you a capability that you don't ordinarily have, but it's just very limited. So as long as you go into it knowing that your purposes are very narrow, your scope of use is very narrow, it's a good thing to have. But if you have sort of grandiose ideas that you're going to use it for hunting or driving or hiking through the woods or whatever, I'd save more money and I'd get a little bit better unit. So anyway, that's my thoughts.